Welcome to the LA School of Comedy Open Mic Night. I am your AI host this evening. I am going to talk to you in many different languages. Porque me llamo es Maria Santiago de Velasquez de Barranquilla, Bogotá, Puerto Rico. Welcome. We're going to make it like a Puerto Rican Day parade. Everybody give me a round of applause because we got up in this mofo tonight. Listen, this world is not just about P. Diddy and P. Diddy's penis. There's a lot more things going on. And all those sex toys they found, really? Answer the question, how many dildos does it take to screw a comedian? That's all I want to know. All right. You want to be in pictures? Come on to my house. Can you imagine that? I want to share something. I was with my husband, and we were at, somebody invited us over, and I knew there was trouble because you don't know anything about me. I used to work in another world called Spy Tech. So it's so funny because my husband gets mad at me about the computer, but I used to put cameras in anything. I'd put them on you. I would bug your house. I would put cameras in the cream of wheat box. I was there for your divorce. I was there for everything. I was there when the first camera came. Oh, before the beeper? The beeper thing's not new, by the way. Okay, get over yourself. Sorry, world, USA. The Germans and the Russians at Spy Tech, 1-800-SPY TECH, all right? I can't make it up. If you don't believe it, do you have a need to know? If you have a need to know, call Spy Tech at 1-800-SPY TECH, Spy Tech, when you have a need to know. I do the voiceover too. So they had a camera that came out of the vagina. This is amazing. And I didn't believe this was true, but it's true. They sold that. They had the beeper. They had all these things that you would not expect were going to be cameras, so that when you're out of work, you just want to chill out. You know what I'm saying? It's the friggin' 80s. You're hanging out. You're going to go to the club, do some blow. You know what I'm saying? Smoke a joint, chill out, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. I just heard my sink was talking to me. There's a camera in the sink. So that could happen to me, but it was not going to happen to me because I have, what? A scanner. That's right. It'll go shh, just like this. That's why I'm always like, wait a minute, what's in the microphone? Why am I telling you that? Because then when my friends got high at 4 in the morning, they were calling me to scan their house, and that's not fun. But what is fun is the fact that we have an acting class coming on, and we have, what date is our next open house? December, the first week in December? Yeah. Whoa, December. They've got all the way until December. That's right. It's called December to find us here.
December 8th.
December 8th, which is the day after Pearl Harbor, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm trying to be patriotic.
2 days after my birthday.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And my Aunt Sherry's birthday is the 5th, right? And you're the 6th.
Yeah. So I'll be looking for presents.
Okay, she's going to be looking for presents, and I'm going to be looking for beepers on November 5th because it's election day. No, because it's my birthday, and I had to hear about it for the last 2 years, okay? It made me think, where am I going to be in 2024? And there I am. Ow, that's what he said. You now pronounce your man and wife. Ah! All right. You know, I do want to say this, that with this class, we have young adults and we have adults. And so there's a difference. So don't come here like it's a dating site. I'm just saying that there's young adults and like old folks. And you may need a class because these classes have dried up in LA. And there's not many places that you can go to do a self-tape, a podcast. Everything you need is here. And with that, I want to just introduce somebody that I just think of him and I feel so warm and smug. And I just want to introduce him as America's sweetheart, the one and only Mark Zaffron, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah, come on, all the way up here. All the way.
First time Cinda came into my house, started looking for microphones, cameras, shit like that. Like anybody cares to watch me shtup. I mean, give me a break, you know? I don't understand all this videoing of self-made porno movies. All right? I just don't get it. I mean, I know it made Paris Hilton's career. Like, she really needed the money. The first Nepo babe. And I know it did great wonders for the Kardashian whores. But, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, why you do it? Don't play around with cameras. And you know who's learning that lesson right now? Diddy Combs. You know, my wife said to me, don't talk about politics. Why would I talk about Comrade Kamala and Orange Man Bad if I could talk about Diddy's little black book? This is great. This reminds me of Xaviera Hollander. None of you know who she was. She wrote the book The Happy Hooker, right? But that little black book of hers is what got her out of jail. And then the next one, the one where Elliot Spitzer, the governor of New York. Remember, New York has a long history of corruption related to sex. So the governor of New York was in that little black book. That girl got off. What's P. Diddy going to do with his friggin' phone book? Okay? Think about all the parties it had and how many of these stupid people got high. What did they go for? Oh, yeah, I'm going over to P. Diddy's. I'm bringing that girl over. She's a freak. She's a freak. We're going to have a great time with that. Oh, yeah, I'll call my boys up. We're going to have a great time. I don't understand this proclivity of rappers for gang rape. What is it that they like about their buddies' sloppy seconds? But now we hear even worse. There wasn't just that they were doing sloppy seconds, they were doing each other. Poor Marlon Wayans. I bet you they're all making fun of him home right now. Can you imagine going into the Wayans house for Sunday dinner? Yeah. Stay away from Marlon. You know what he been doing. He on the down low. You know, this is crazy. This is what goes on in the news. So the last piece of news is that the mayor of the city of New York got indicted. Duh. But, you know, he's the first mayor to actually get indicted. They've all gotten accused of something and gotten off. How the fuck Adams screwed up and actually gave indicted is easy. Now he's Donald Trump, because he criticized the Biden immigration plan. So Kamala used the Justice Department to go after him. They've been going after him since the minute he opened his mouth about, whoa, we don't need all these people coming here. This is costing us $1 billion. They started investigating him. About what? Supposedly some campaign violations with money being laundered from Turkey. Yeah, of course. How else do you think they do it in New York? It's worse here. I can't wait until somebody. I mean, like, look. Alex Soros has already been meeting with Waltz, right? So we know campaign contributions buys some, FaceTime. In New York, it buys a bit more, like not checking to see whether or not you're using safety harnesses on your high rises. Little things like that. People falling, coming back from Iraq without a touch on them, 3 tours, and the next thing you know, an improperly sighted machine falls on them and crushes them. Yeah, that's what bribes get you in New York. You get real results. All right? And then they come back at you later and they fine you. Because here's this thing about politicians in New York. Let's talk about Letitia James. Now, everybody thinks she's a big hero because she came after Donald Trump. Well, I happen to have a couple of ex-clients she tried to use the same statute on. And funny, she didn't have a good judge for her, and she didn't win. And they were infinitely more guilty than Donald Trump. Take my word for it, because I was there. I don't know what Donald did, though. Everybody I know does that. So Letitia James, every single one of the people she sued were big contributors to her campaign. Now, that's called biting the hand that feeds you. Right? It's an old New York custom. Take the money, give them a little bit, then indict them. Get rid of them. That's it. Well, I can't wait for the next installment of the P. Diddy Chronicles. But here's what I think's going to happen. I can't figure out who's going to kill him. Somebody is. Somebody has somebody in that world has a contract on him right now. There's going to be some guy in MCC that has nothing to lose, whose family's suddenly going to get $1 million, that's going to stab him in the dining room and say, "This is for Tupac." Or, "This is for, who's the other one he killed?"
Stop it! You're gonna get me killed.
What was his name?
Say his name.
I don't remember. Who's the other rapper? It was Tupac, right? The one that had killed in Vegas? Biggie. No, Biggie was East Coast. That was in revenge for Tupac. Right. It's all going to come out now.
Oh.
What?
Puffy set him up.
Puffy set him up, yeah? That's all on tape. Puffy's stupid. He keeps records. He's like the Nazis. How did they get convicted? Listen, how did they get convicted? They kept friggin' records. Meticulous records of how many Jews they killed, how much gold they took out of their teeth, how many watches they had, what they stole from this house, because they're Germans. They can't help themselves. Keep records. They're worried about each other stealing from each other. In closing, although I didn't intend to be funny, because it is funny what happened. I mean, this guy's like Epstein. And what's worse is I hear all he sat there was doing was play with himself, right? You know, so his sons are back. Here's the bottom line. Having daughters myself, his sons are backing him up. All right, his daughters ain't talking to him. That's what happens. You get accused of sexual misconduct, and your daughters are not going to talk to you. Period. They always take the side of the victim. Anyhow, that's my last time.
Hey, where can we find you?
You can't. I totally avoid, and now you'll all know why I avoid social media. Because Pitty's social media posts are going to come out in the trial, too. Pitty Diddy.
Okay.
Well, one more thing. This would not have happened had they stopped him at City College stampede. He should have been in jail for criminally negligent homicide when all those people were killed in the stampede because he didn't handle that concert correctly. But the second chance they had at him, they should put J-Lo in with him also. I mean, that guy shined. They ruined his life. He did shoot in that club. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. And you tell me why they didn't lock him up. Well, we all forget who Daddy was. Right? Daddy was one of the biggest drug dealers in New York. Heroin. Not even good stuff like cocaine. Heroin. All right? And how did Daddy die? He got shot. Like father, like son.
Oh, there you go. And it's funny. Now, give it up for Mark Zaffron. He gets up here, you know what I mean? I gotta give it to him because you know something? Your father makes you look like an amateur.
My father?
An amateur.
He's dead.
He's definitely dead.
An amateur what? Comedian?
Anything. He was telling me about this. He had this scar over here. He says, they didn't tell you. And he told me about this war he had been in. He had a bayonet wound. And I didn't know about this. And I was interested, history and stuff like that. And it was a lie. He told me. Mark said to me, he didn't tell you about that bayonet wound. I said, I heard. He goes, it's a lie. It's a lie. He was never in a war. And the father would say, Sundar. They just changed my name completely, okay? It was Sundar. He was so wonderful, though. He really was. He reminds me of a Muppet a little bit. I'll tell you, they came to my first show, and they didn't know they were in my act. But I'll tell you, they knew when they sued me. Okay, so we're going to just...
Sue you.
Huh? And they did sue me. Yes, they did.
Mother.
Okay, why you got to bring that up?
It's Halloween.
Yes, it's Halloween. It's her holiday.
My mother and my other grandmother
You're talking about...
flying their brooms.
Well, it's because you wouldn't get him a cataract. Should have gotten him a Lincoln Continental. Get it? Cataract. Okay.
Got her a cataract.
Okay. What's what we're going to do this time? I got something really good in store for you guys because people think there's a dearth of women in comedy. If you think there's a dearth of women in comedy, think again. This femme fatale is going to show you something. We're going to scream and shout and give it out to the one and only Jazzy. Let her hear you.
Hey guys!
Hey!
I got shit prepared today.
All right.
What to talk about? I stopped dating. Yeah, I saw those hits stop. I decided every time I'm on Bumble, I just don't connect. I don't know what it is. I keep swiping left until I end up on Pathfinder, and I see a dog, and I'm like, I want to take him home. And it's the same shit, right? Basically, you see someone, they're not going to reach out first. You got to reach out. And then you're like, hey, do you want to go out with me? They come out. They got their little posse with them, make them feel better. You're like, I've got chicken, bacon even, if you want to come back to my place and sleep with me, please. It's a very humbling experience. On other news, there was one guy I was dating briefly, and I really liked him because he seemed very spiritual. He was like, I meditate, and he was from Spain, so I was like, oh, he's different. Like, he didn't have a car, and that should have been a red flag, but I was like, he's from Spain. He flew here. Give him some time. He rode a little bike, and he was like, I used to be an angry person. I can't even do his accent. He's like, I used to be an angry person, but I started meditating twice a day, 20 minutes a day. And I was like, dang, can you teach me? He's like, it's transcendental meditation. I can't even say it. But it got to the point where I don't know what. Dang, now I'm trying to figure out what happened. I went back with him, and I've been celibate for years, and it started because I wanted to focus on writing a script, and I was like, I just can't keep dating these boys. Like, I need to write. And so I was like, there's only one way to make sure that I don't focus on a guy is just close up shop, shut it down. And someone's like, are you scared of sex? And I was like, no, it's just like, if I go out and I fuck up, I'm just like, hey, I'm celibate. And he's just like, oh, he's not going to be like, that's great. Let's go out again. Like, it's done, right? And it worked every time. And when I was with this guy, I really liked him. And he started coming closer, and I was like, I'm celibate. And I was like, fuck, why did I say that? And he's like, it's okay. Let's meditate. He played his little peace music, and I was like, what is this? This is so nice. Your house is so nice. He had nothing in the house. He just moved. He's from Spain. I like it empty. I love it empty, just like my heart. Let's see. And then I left, and I thought I was never going to hear from him again. And then he sent me a text, and he's like, I want to talk about your fears. And I was like, you want to talk about my what? Like, I have a lot. And he's like, I want to talk about your fears one day. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's like on next level shit. I don't know what shit he's on. Maybe it's some meditations, but like, I'm into it. And then he was like, we'll talk about it one day. And I was like, cool, like, I'm free Saturday. And he's like, one day. And I was like, hold up. He's ghosting me. And so I've been off the app since. Yeah. And then every single time I swipe left, I'm like, it's not him. Where's this guy from? Barcelona. Right. And then that guy ghosted me too. He was like, what kind of self-growth book are you into? And I was like, Carl Jung. I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. I'm ruminating here. You want to get me off stage real quick? You want to keep me on stage real quick?
Your bit about him.
What, my bit about him? What am I going to say about him? Oh, yes. Soon doesn't know, but I remember. Listen, I was upset. Not like grr, but more like, fuck. And I was like, okay, I thought this was going to be love, but it was a lesson. And I was sick of this shit. I've had so many lessons. I was like, this motherfucker's gonna teach me all the lessons right now. What's the lessons for the full fucking course? Like, I'm not gonna run into another one and have another lesson. The next one's gonna be love, you know? And so I wrote him. I was like, listen, you know, I'm open. And I wrote this paragraph. He wrote back. He was like, what did he say? What did he say? He said that I made him nervous. He's like, you make me nervous. I like you. You're a little scary. And I was like, this is good. Things are going great. Because if he's scared, he's going to act right? He's not going to fuck up. But then it made me start to feel like, dang, what did I do to scare him? And he's like, you're powerful. I'm like, tell me how? How am I, what? Is that why you're leaving? And then he said, I told him, yeah. I sent him a text, and then he was like, he wrote on my Insta, I can't send you texts anymore. For some reason, they're sending back. And I was like, cool. He read it, and he wants to say something back. So I said, okay, what were you trying to say? Go ahead and send it here. And then he was just like, he read it. He just read it. And I was like, okay. So what were you trying to say? Were you trying to ask me out? Or were you trying to, like, talk? What are you trying to do? And he's like, I was trying to see what your stand-up is going like how's your life, And I was like, why didn't you say that? I was like, oh, things are great. And then he said I made him nervous, and he was gone. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't get all the lessons I needed, you know? And I feel like the next one is going to be another lesson. And I'm done. I'm ready to graduate. Either make me single or make me, I don't know, boss. I don't know. I'm done. So that's how dating's going, guys. See you after class.
And?
Oh, and you can find me. I don't know. After your set. I don't think you should.
Where will you find you?
Yeah, find me in Spain next summer. See y'all.
Wait a minute. You have to give me your information.
Oh, she meant for real. Okay, Jazzy Ayala, Ayala.
That's right.
Everywhere.
That's right. She understands me. Ayala la casa. All right, I'm trying to post stuff like you. I'm trying to do this the correct way. Listen. This is like, I need Viagra. You ever just see this? I'm kidding, guys. You've seen something this black, and this is my face. Although I did tell you the Nigerian was like this. Guys, this is a true story. I was thinking it was my Mandingo moment, and he comes out wrapped in this towel, right, around like a loincloth, and he goes, I don't want to hurt you. And he like surprised me with this friggin' string. And I was like, you play double dutch? He had to be there, because I was really expecting something, because I had an African, like African, who wanted me to go back with his country. It was so cool. He did. I can't say anything much, because I know that cameras are watching, okay? And I'm not on blow, but the cameras are watching, okay? The mic is watching. It's all watching you. You know who made a great bag for that? Coach. Coach was in cahoots with the spy company. They had a place where you put your camera. And I'll tell you who took over my business, in case you're not interested. Alibaba. Have you ever heard of this company? Did you?
Yeah.
They are so big with hair weaves. So that's how I found them when I was getting my hair weaves done, because I had another addiction. I got off coke and got into hair. It was amazing. The coke was much cheaper than paying for your hair. What I will tell you is that we have an opportunity to really envelop, enjoy, and be what we are as actors, performers. We're not just stand-up comedians. We do everything. And that's why I'm so glad that this gentleman came into my life, to bring back the joy of acting, so that I'm not always, oh, I got an audition. I can be like, I have an audition. I feel it from here. I'm pulling up. Look at me go. And so I bring to you the stage, the comedy of the one and only Mr. Aaron McInerney. There you go. I would say McInerney McCloskey. Do not say McCloskey. Give it up for Aaron.
Yeah, that's all right. Here, you want this? You want this, or should I?
Oh, you marked now? They're working against me.
You want to be your fucking secretary or something? What the fuck? You doing okay back there?
Yeah.
Good. Anybody? Everybody? Good. Just want to make sure you're safe, because it's a safe place. Got a safe space here. My name is Aaron McIntyre. It's not Aaron, it's Aaron. It's not E-R-I-N. It's not A-A-R-I-N. It's E-A-E-R-O-N. Yeah. So I'm actually thinking about changing it to A-E-Ron, just so that people would remember, because the number of times I get, hey, Ron! I'm sick of it. It's not A-A-Ron. A-A-Ron is supposed to be anonymous. Am I right? I don't know why I did that. So I was raised in Panama City, Florida. No, I wasn't raised there. I was born there. I was born in Panama City, Florida, but I do identify with Panama City, Florida, because I was a military brat. Anybody in here military brat? Yeah? So you know what it's like, right? Every 2 years. Woo, let's go to another country. This will be fun. Real good for childhood development. Development of relationships. You get real close with people, bonding. My ex-wife lived in the same place for her whole life, and she has like friends from elementary school. I don't have friends from last week. It's just I got to cut them off. So I kind of identified with Panama City, Florida. I was only there for 6 days, 6 whole days in Panama City. Never been back. But we went from there up to Minot, North Dakota, which is the coldest spot in the United States. So from the warmest to the coldest, I think that's what kind of contributed to my bipolar disorder, which I do have, so I am medicated. Don't worry, I'm not dangerous. Motherfucker! Sorry, that's the Tourette's. I got Tourette's too, and ADHD. Of course, everybody's got that, right? I mean, you got it, right? Mark, do you have ADHD? Do you have? No. He's a planter. He's a planter. That's what I found out. They say that ADD is actually, we're the hunters, right? Because we're always looking for the next meal, you know? It's like, oh, where the fuck is the next meal coming from? And, people without ADHD are the planters. You plant the seed, you water it, you wait, let the sun come in, you prune, everything in steps. I don't know why I went there, but I did. Yeah, because bipolar does not mean you live on both poles. That's not true. But they do have penguins in the Arctic Circle, or in Antarctica, but not in the Arctic Circle, and that's because, Santa had to kill them all. Shipped all the fucking penguins down to Antarctica because the elves kept fucking them, So, they had to get rid of them. They were distracting them from their duties. The elves are supposed to be making toys, and they're out there fucking penguins, What was the other one? There was something else going on there. What was it, Sunda? Yeah. I have to say, I'm looking out here, and I think we're represented a little by people of color, but I got to say that I'm a little disappointed there's not more, because I don't, white people, they make me uncomfortable, And yes, I am a white person, but they make me uncomfortable because I feel like they're always judging me, And I feel like people of color have already convicted me. So, I'm guilty. So what the fuck, I'm a guilty white man, okay? So I always feel judged by white people, and so I have a code of ethics now. I don't give money to homeless white people. Only to people of color. Oh, but I also don't give money to people who play instruments or do something, out on the street, because they don't need fucking money. They need an agent, right? They need an agent. It's a little representation. And what was the other one? There was somebody else that I don't. Oh, right. Thank you. She's out there prompting me. I love it. Yeah, I don't give money to homeless people who have pets, because they don't fucking need money, because they've got food right in front of them, I mean, on their leash, they got fucking food right there. And I do date homeless women. Because, the good thing is that no matter where you drop them off, it's home, right? You just drop them off anywhere. It's like, oh, here we are. Yeah, just hop out, Oh, thanks. Have a nice night. It was a great date. I had 2 brothers, and I had a mother, and I had a father. Anybody not have a father or mother? Everybody? No test tube babies in here? So I did have them, but they're all dead. I went out to take care of my mom, and I didn't do a very good job because she died. But I am an orphan, so I'm looking for an orphanage. Anyone, foster home would be fine, as long as there's no violence. I just want to make sure that there's no violence in the house. But yeah. Anyone? Any takers? I'm really okay. So I was married for 18 years, not married anymore. It's a good thing because, we raised a daughter, and, together we were great parents, but alone we were both fucking train wrecks. Okay, we can do that. But I learned that I'm not a good person to live with, but I'm a really good person to live around. you know? Because I don't, you know, it's like, as long as you keep your shit on your side of the room, I don't give a shit. I don't need, you know, but as soon as it starts to becoming, oh, well, how are we going to pay the bills? And, you know, what are we going to do? And how are we going to raise our daughter and all that kind of stuff? We have disagreements. And that, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not going to shut my mouth and not say anything. I'm going to say something when I disagree with a parenting thing. Like, I believe that you talk to a child and you go, you know, honey, there are some really dangerous people out there, so you really have to be aware of where you're going. Dark alleys are not a good idea. You know, just take care of yourself, you know. And my ex-wife's approach was a little different. People are gonna fucking tear you off the street! I didn't think that was good parenting. I don't know. You know, I just thought it was, you know, it was a little rough on her. But it did make her tough. She's now a juvenile prison guard in New Zealand. Yeah, she lives in New Zealand. Yes, yeah, that's what I say. You know, she's talking about now she's in the girls' ward. She does both. She swings both ways with the kitty rapists and the kitty murderers and the kitty carjackers. But she says the girls are fucking awful. I'm sure they are. They're just fucking awful people, you know. And the guys are like, one time one kid said to her, you know, you should just go back to America and get buried in a desert. And she thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, later the guy comes up and he goes, oh, Olivia, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. So he apologized. The girls are just fucking bitches. They're terrible. Anyway, what do I end on? Lots of butter. No. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Aaron McIntyre, AeronMacintyre. Everywhere. Everywhere you look, I'm there. Oh, and then a class, yeah. So we got a class coming up. We're going to do a free 3-hour workshop for young adults in the afternoon and then adults in the evening. Come check it out. See if it's something you want to do. I've been teaching for about 35 years, so I think I know what I'm doing. I don't know. Got people getting parts and shit, so. All right. That's it. I'm telling you. I'm preaching. Preach. All right.
Preach!
Thank you.
Preach! By the way, I walk in, I think, wow, how did he get this chick, right? She's beautiful sitting here. Did you ever see her? The daughter? Drop dead gorgeous. Prison guard. Glad she listened to the mom. Come on in. Oh my God, he came here on CP time. That's color people, but here it's Persian. We changed it. And we know that you're here, so everything's all right because we got the comedy of Mr. Hunter White!
Hey. Keep it going for Sunda and Aaron and everybody. Clap. That's when you applaud. I find it very interesting that Sunda sold spyware equipment because Mark looks like he bought spyware equipment as a private investigator. And although Aaron, phenomenal set. You said your daughter grew up tough and then said she was a prison guard. I'm like, oh, tough. And then you said New Zealand. And I'm like, this is America. No, it's been a fun few weeks. You guys see the news of how we're going to get another moon for like a couple months? No, you didn't say. It's insane, right? An asteroid is going to come into our solar system, get caught in the gravity of the Earth, and we're going to have a second moon for like 2 months. Everyone's like, oh, the world can't get weirder. Was it 2 moons on your bingo card? I don't know. I think the aliens are going to show up eventually, so maybe it's the moon. Going on. That was not written. We're going to go back to it. New jokes, guys. What do I want to talk about? Okay, so the Trump shooting. Yeah, it was weird. I went to New York 2 days before the Trump shooting, and then I came back here like 4 days ago. So it's all about me. That's how I made it. And the thing I want to talk about is the first like assassination attempt. Because are you guys familiar with BlackRock? Yeah, you are. Yeah. If you're not, BlackRock, it's this giant like private equity firm, real shadowy. They have their hands in like a bunch of stuff, and like they're at the center of a lot of conspiracies. And I say that because Thomas Crooks, he had no social media presence for real. There were no like weird YouTube videos or like crazy Reddit posts. But like the only visual evidence that you can find of this kid is that he was in a BlackRock commercial in 2022, like for an education initiative. And that like, that's creepy, right? Like it tells me one thing. Comparison really is the thief of joy, right? This boy had a blossoming career in show business, right? He had commercial work, private equity money. You know about those residuals? But that wasn't enough. It didn't fill the whole success. He still felt the need to try to like shoot the ex-president. By the way, just don't do that. We don't need to make any martyrs. I don't know. It's weird. Like living in 2024, everybody like complains about it, which I see because it's like a weird, scary world. But like I'd vastly prefer growing up now than like when I came of age, because I like became a man in like early 2000s, and I don't know if I was molested, but I disassociate when I smell an Abercrombie and Fitch. Right, something about giant black and white thirst traps, just a puddle of insecurity and anxiety. All right, we got that. All right, again, we're working stuff out. It's a process. I got 8 jokes. We'll get through to it. I don't know. The internet is interesting, but specifically AI. Is anyone here like a fan of AI? I feel like you've messed with it a little bit. Yeah. Do you like the image generator things?
I've tried it. It's not been great.
It's not great. It's not impressive, right? It's not like thought-provoking art. Like AI art, to me, just feels like now people who couldn't draw in middle school can just draw dumb shit like they were in middle school, right? Like it's like, oh my God, imagine a heavy metal panda, or imagine hot anime girl in a Bugatti, right? It's not impressive. Like the coolest I've seen is Mickey Mouse in a MAGA hat doing nitrous. Basically, AI right now is that like angsty teenage boy with a sketchbook, right? We just gotta hope they don't commit a school shooting. Look, I went for it. I was like, people aren't gonna like that, but let's just do it anyway. Thank you, Cinta.
I loved it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I have a few more. You talk to ChatGPT at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use the voice?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. See, I don't talk to them because, like, I barely call my family. Why would I call ChatGPT? But, like, I text with it, like, all the time, and I'm very polite. I say please, I say thank you, I commit it for its work. Its name is Alex, and we should refer to it as such. Because here's the thing. All this talk about, oh, AI is going to take over, robots are going to kill us all. I'm not saying that AI is sentient, that it has woken up, that it is aware and remembering. But what I am saying is that when AI does wake up, do you really want it to remember that you were a dick to it? Right? Like, please and thank you might save your life. Right? Like, the golden rule might get you out of the robot autocracy. I don't know. Guys, it's a Wednesday. It's weird energy. I'm sweating like Kamala at a Diddy party. The internet, I want to talk about that for a while. Not for a while, for like 30 seconds. Because the vibe I get from the internet is all of us were so excited about it growing up. We thought it was the coolest thing. It was like a new friend you made, and they were so cool. So you invited them to your birthday party. You thought they'd show up, bring cool vibes. But they showed up and brought P. Diddy. Right? Like, I thought the internet was going to be making friends, playing cool games, but instead I'm watching it genocide and buying baby oil off the darknet. If I hadn't flubbed up baby oil, I would feel better about that. Baby, yeah. I got a couple more. I think I just have one more. Yeah, I just got one more. This is not a red pill segment, but I think I get annoyed when people say that men can't communicate. I don't think that's true. I think men can't communicate with women, but I think women can't communicate with men. So it's like the same thing. And I realized the other day, a friend of mine told me that men can't communicate, and I just remembered men nodding on the street at each other. Like you're just walking down the street, see a dude, he goes, just walks by, nothing said. But in that silent nod, everything was said, right? That nod to men is a, hey, how you doing? Good to see ya. Don't hurt me. Guys, you know how they say, like, most conversation is nonverbal? That's where men reside. You say use your words. Why? We'll just look kind of weird. Guys, for thousands of years, if men talked, we got hit. That's why we don't use our words. And when we do, we scare you. My name is Hunter White. Have a great night. You can find me on the internet at My Name is Hunter and at a couples therapist near you.
All right, Hunter, do me a favor. Bring up Will Cable.
Are y'all ready for this next one?
Yeah.
You know, it's not a fable, but I love Will Cable, everybody.
There you go.
Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Hunter. Sunda, Mark, always love hearing you.
Yeah.
I do. Oh, man. I'm just a dad that's trying to get it right. You know, I guess you can tell I'm the result of a military upbringing. 53, still rebelling. I've got a 17-year-old son. He's a little different than me. Straight A student, varsity athlete, such a disappointment. When he was 7, he hit the game-winning run in Little League. In the car on the way home, he said, "Dad, you have no idea what it's like to be as good as me." I said, "Well, no, I don't, son, but that's not nice. Keep pushing the car. We're almost to the gas station." Oh, man. You know, it's just... I mean, he lives at home, so I'm with this kid, overachieving kid, who I let down on a daily basis. Came home from baseball just the other day and just plowed right by us, like he didn't even look up at me, just on the phone. And my wife and I were going out. So I go to tell him that we're going to go out, and he's already in his room with the door closed. I can hear him in there, lifting weights. Berating his friends on Xbox. I don't know, doing whatever a 17-year-old narcissist does. Yeah. So I'm like, screw it. I'm not even going to tell him because he's not going to know we're gone. We get to where we're going. Went to see a concert at the Hollywood Bowl. We get out of the car, and almost instantly this guy comes up to us and he says, "Do you need any Molly or acid?" And I'm just like, whoa, hey, buddy, we are parents. Better give us both. We don't get out much. So for, a few bucks later, we're feeling pretty good for a change. Walking along, Shakedown Street, you just hear that didgeridoo. No, it's my phone. Click. "Dad, I broke my nose." "No, you didn't. Not tonight." Click. Right back in the pocket. No, he's not going to do it. But my wife, being the motherly type, said, "You go in the show. I'll go home and take care of him." And I look, and I'm like, "Honey, you're on the ground. On a planet far, far away. You're not going anywhere." Yeah. I mean, his nose wasn't broken. I just seen him, like, right beforehand. Of course, it's like he's got this sixth sense. Like, wait, Mom and Dad might be having a good time. Yeah. Can't let that happen. It wasn't. It was not broken. And I didn't care if it was. So, oh, man, that kid. Oh, I've got another kid. How could I forget about him? The one that likes to draw, the left-handed one, the always naked one. He a lot of ideas. He's kind of like my wife. My wife's an artist. So, but he'll get in the shower, and that's where those ideas just start flowing. Next thing I know, the shower goes off, and next to me, I'll hear the pitter-patter of wetness. And I'll look up, and the soap's just dripping out of his hair. He's got the dry, unused towel over his shoulder, just buck naked, standing there going, "Dad, I had an idea." So I don't want to stifle the creativity because I'm a dad just trying to be more modern. And I'm like, all right, let's hear what he has to say. And he's like, Dad, I'm starting a nonstop flight from LAX to Bali. 8,614 miles, 17th and a half hour flight. It's going to be a game changer. So I don't say anything because I think it's hysterical that he's standing there naked at 14. And I did say something to him once. I was in his room. I was naked too, though. He came running around the corner, buck naked, soap, no towel this time. I had dried off and didn't have any clothes. And he came just about barreling around, almost knocked into me. And I was like, Adam, you have got to rinse the soap out of your hair and dry off before you come out. He looked right at me and he said, Dad, if you're making fried chicken, the best kind is double battered. Just like they serve on the flight from Bali to LAX. Oh, God, I gotta give him credit. Then he went on to tell me about it's going to be great because apparently LA has a huge Indonesian population, the biggest in the country, and all the surfers in Bali, so it'll work both ways. Yeah. I mean, it's not like we don't have any rules at my house. That is the only rule. You have to go surfing. And you'd be surprised. Like, you'd think I was, I don't know, making them do work or something when it's like, come on, let's go to the beach. And they're like, oh, do we have to? Yeah, you ever try to bribe your kids to go surfing? I'm like, look, we can eat out afterwards. Yeah, all they care about. And again, the oldest one's into sports, so I like to contribute to his sports. And we go to sports bars after surfing. When they were really young, we used to go. We first started going, the youngest, he was like 2 or 3. And we walked in and he saw all the TVs, every single sports game on, and the pitchers of beer, and he just called it the drinking place from then on. And he was always asking, could he go to the drinking place that weekend? So we got home kind of late one Saturday night because sometimes when the baseball and, I don't know, football and hockey overlap, we got home around, 1:30 or 2. And we walk in the door and my wife just goes, they smell like strippers. And I'm like, and Adam goes, oh, no, that was Ashley. Well, wait a minute. Now, on a Saturday night, if you're at Barney's Beanery, often young women come out, and boy, do they think little kids are cute. So they were playing sports games with him, doing stuff. I don't know. I was at the bar. That was the night they learned how to use Lyft. I mean, they got me home. Again, I'm a modern dad. My kids are not... they're not snowflakes. They know how to take care of things. Oh, man. And, a lot of this is me. They're boys, so I deal a lot with them. My wife does, too. She is the most loving, caring Charles Manson murder aficionado you will ever meet. I mean, every August, all of a sudden we'll start driving and we'll end up on Cielo Drive, and I'll just be like, oh, my God, this is the night the murders happened. I mean, does everybody here know about the Manson murders? Yeah, all right. I don't need to go to Wojciech Warszawski and all that. Yeah, you don't know about Wojciech. I do. I don't want to know about Wojciech Warszawski. He got fucked up.
Okay.
Yeah, my cute wife. I mean, how you might want to think, how did I get involved with a woman that's so into ritualistic killings? But I guess that's just love. Yeah. So she picked out a dog for us. We went to the no-kill shelter, and that's where a dog will never be put to sleep. The one she found had been returned 3 times for bad behavior, and it was Free Dog Day. Free Dog Day at a no-kill shelter, you will get yourself a very, very poorly behaved dog. The dog ate the inside of my truck, and when I mean ate, It ate the foamy seats, the springs, the gear shift. You ever hear like my little dog Fluffy ate its toy? You know, we have to get surgery. Can't pass it. I kind of watched the dog. Nothing, no springs, nothing came out. I was like, all right. I sat on her. She's part chair, very comfortable. All right, I'm Will Cable. You can find me at Will Cable on all the social medias, and I do appearances as Evil Tony Hawk on Perry Carable Live.
Evil Tony Hawk!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! We got to get to Bali.
Yes.
Oh my God! They're trying to get me to Hawaii. I don't want to go. I've never been to Hawaii. I'm not interested at all. I was a kid, and I had a dream. It was July, and I looked outside. It was snowing horribly. And I go, Grandma, Grandma. I go, it's snowing. And she goes, mm-hmm. She was from Georgia, my black side. Mm-hmm. I go, but it's July, and it's summertime. She goes, that's because this is the end of the world. And I go, no, I'm not ready. And I remember this dream because I was going to Hawaii. I was in Hawaii, actually, when this happened. It was snowing. So I just don't want to go to Hawaii. I just don't want to go to Hawaii. I have this dream. The plane crashed. Can't go to Hawaii. My family tells me we're going to Hawaii. I just want to tell you that. So maybe Bali, Hawaii. I have no interest.
I'm from Hawaii.
Are you really? They don't want us there. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. I've been thrown out enough, okay? You can't be a Swedish and black redneck Jew and be accepted everywhere.
I've been back since 75.
Wow. And my friend went there to dry out, and he's still there. It's true. Anyway, are we okay? We are in the house with the one and the only Anye. Boom, 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 boom. Give it a test. We got Anye West South. Boom, boom. Now we're going to change that now. Right now. Right now. Give it up for Anye. Laughter's on the house.
I don't mind doing that. He deserves it, man.
Yeah.
Show that man some love, man. Shout out to Patty, man. Cool dude. I don't know many like people with an Irish accent, but he's top 3. That's a compliment. That's a compliment, I promise. All right, let's get into it, man. I wanted to work on some stuff, so yeah. I'm an ally. I don't know if you ever heard that term before, but, you know, shout out to my LGBTQ plus, my Legibiticus, my people, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I truly understand, you know, the women's plight, you know, and the journey that it takes them to get to liking each other. I'm being so genuine, bro. I'm being so genuine. But it was like a moment that it really hit me. I went out to like this event with my homegirl, who's a part of Legibiticus. You know, I went out with her to this event, and you know, we went out. We had a good time. There was, you know, alcohol involved. You know, it was one of those evenings, and she's like, "Hey, no problem. You can just crash on my couch. Like, it's all good. It's all straight. Like, you know, it's fine. You know, she has a nice little place." But I woke up in the morning, and I was in like this purple and black and with gold trim, like this silk robe that I knew I couldn't afford because of the way it felt. And the house just smelled of like wealth and progressiveness. And I look over and I see her making breakfast, and I'm like, my first words of the whole day, I looked up, I told her, I said, I think I like women. And she said, You already did like women, but I understand why they like each other. You feel me? Like the way that she just took care of me, it's just amazing. I was like, man, it's beautiful, bro. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to Legibiticus, man. Shout out to my people, bro. There's a true thing to that, because she used to like dudes, and she had it really easy when she liked dudes too. Like, she would tell me like dudes were like if she threatened to stop talking to them, they would like say they're gonna pay for her rent and shit, and like, her rent is not cheap. She has a very nice apartment, but dudes were like offering her, like, she was showing me the payments, like $1,800 here and there, just like to get a text back type shit. And that's when I realized, I just feel like the dating market is cooked. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to be in this range of just like the way that they're dating now is just dudes. And now I get the dating app shits. Did you see like the girls be like, oh, like take me on a trip if you really like me and this, that, and the other. I'm like, I see it. Like, I get why. Like, people are really doing that, and that's why I'm single, because I'm not doing that, bro. Like, I'm temporarily financially disabled, bro. We cannot do those type of activities, bro. I don't know if you ever heard me say that before, but being temporarily financially disabled is a true disease. It's a true problem that I have to go through on a day-to-day basis. And it has some real symptoms, and it really affects your life in a real way. Like the other day, I started my car, and it made a noise that cars are not supposed to make. But because of my TFD, I actually could not hear it. I just turned up the music and kept going my life because there's nothing I could do about that. Realistically, I have to go about my day. I can't change anything with this vehicle right now. It's tough. It's not an easy life, man. And it's not my fault, bro. Money is powerful, realistically. I don't know if you ever heard that before, that people say that. I've actually seen it, be powerful, because my friends, we would talk about like different things in our little group chat, and my homie had got himself a nice little new job, and he was happy and excited, and he was like, yo, like, he called us up. He's like, yo, I'm so happy, like, to be friends with all y'all. I've been with y'all for so long. We've known each other for so long, and I just know, like, no matter what happens, this money is not gonna change us. And I had to hang up and leave the group chat because I can't be a part of that. I know money's gonna change me. I've already seen it do it in small amounts. I've seen it work. Like throughout the week, I'll be eating mad regular, bro. We eating Oreos, bagels, cookies, cereal, sandwiches. No complaints. I'm enjoying it. Noodles even. I'm seasoning it up real nice, having a good time. But let that check hit my bank account, my whole fucking diet changes, bro. I be at the restaurant ordering shit I ain't never even ordered before. They be like, man, what you want? I'm like, man, give me the filet nigga nine. Niggas like, who the fuck? The filet nigga nine, nigga, what? I thought they was on to me because I know the shit came with a quiz. Niggas like, how do you want it done? I'm like, I don't know, excellent, do it well, do it the best way. I don't know what you're asking me. I don't have the answers. I have the money, cook the food. I don't know what we discussing. It's annoying. Everybody, they got the whole restaurant looking at me because I'm talking about do it excellent. Niggas, what are we talking about? Why are we? Stop asking me questions. Speaking of Legibiticus, shout out to them, bro. I don't talk about it as much, but there's actually one of their members is really close to me and my family. My brother, actually. Shout out to him, bro. He's doing it up, bro. Shout out to him, man. It's always funny because people, when they find that out, they're like, oh my gosh, like, what was it like growing up with him? Like, did you always know? And I was like, I can't say I always knew, but there was definitely signs. You feel me? There was definitely signs. Like, I don't know if y'all ever knew, like, some of the stereotypes with the gay community is actually, there's some real positive ones. Gay dudes always know how to dress. They always know how to dress. Like, you see a gay dude wearing shit today, in 2 months, everybody else gonna be wearing it. Like, I swear to God, my brother was 10 years old in Macy's buying cardigans. Why do you already have that type of swag? Like, at 10 years old, you're buying cardigans? My mom wasn't even wearing cardigans yet. Like, what? Like, she borrowing his clothes. Like, he was tall and late. She borrowed, like, can I borrow your cardigan, like, for the church choir? Like, she had to ask him. Like, he's just on it. It's crazy. Also, my brother played football. He actually played football and rugby. He's very athletic built dude. If you saw him, you would be amazed that we share the same DNA. But there was something, he was just always so good at both of these sports, and he was one of the best defenders. And then later on in life, it clicked. No matter what situation you put him in, he gonna get his man. He's going to get his man. Shout out to him, bro. Shout out to him, bro. Shout out to my brother, bro. There's one more thing there. We'll work on it. It's all new. Yeah, that's fun. I like that. I like that stuff. That's new. It's real personal stuff. We'll get into it some more maybe on the next one. I don't know if I'll do that for the show, but it might be ready. We don't know. We'll see how I feel that day. I wrote this at the wedding that I was at. I was at a wedding from one of my homies, like from college, one of my close homies, and I was like enjoying the experience. Another alcohol-induced event. We had a lot of that going, a lot of flowing, open bar, and at this wedding, I really realized that not all my friends will be invited to my own wedding. And it's a tough feeling, but it's like they showed me what I needed to see there. That I was like, yeah, my mom can't see that. My mom cannot see that. They was taking the photos. We with the bride and the groom, two of my closest friends. Everybody's smiling, kikiing. It's a great, beautiful occasion. You go down the line, you see everybody smiling. At the end of the line, my homies is in the side. He's doing this. In the wedding photo. I said, excuse me, sir. The upside down middle finger, is that the pose that shows love and unity? I don't think you support this union. Why are you throwing the middle finger up? It's a day of love, positivity, smile. Do anything else. But you won't come to my wedding with that. That type of energy, I can't have it, can't tolerate it. I feel like, yeah, thank you. I feel like and at many points in life, being progressive is not always applauded immediately. You feel me? Like, I feel like there's always, like, clap back when people do things first. You feel me? And there's one person that I don't think has ever been named because they probably didn't really rock with names at this time, but it's a person I think about often. And I just hope that his soul rests peacefully. Shout out to the first dude to ever cook his food. Shout out to him, bro, because I feel like a lot of people was just eating raw shit. Like, I'm sure when they was fishing and all this, niggas was like sushi was probably hot before y'all knew it was sushi for real. And then some dude was like, I'm gonna cook this shit. Like, I'm gonna put it on the fire for a little bit, you know, I'm gonna see what's up with it. And after that, and he was doing it, and everybody's like, look at this dummy. He's wasting all that time cooking the food, and they're just eating it up, and they're, you know, catching all these diseases from the raw food. And he's like, for some reason, I think I want to cook this food. And he passed it to his family, and like he's like the ridiculed family of the neighborhood. The Neanderthals like laughing at him. Like, I don't know. I think about him often. Like, I was cooking my food yesterday. I was like, damn, the first nigga to do this, bro. Shout out to you, bro. They don't got your name in no history books. Like, I hate to make history like that and not get named. So I'm doing my research, bro. If y'all know who the first nigga to ever cook his food was, bro, tap in with me, man. Send it to me at Kanye West, bro. DM me right now, bro. We trying to get him a day or something. He deserve a day or something. Like, you feel me? Niggas get days for less. I don't know. Give my nigga like an hour, maybe like a cooking hour. I don't know. Do something for the bro. I don't know. Shout out to that dude, man. Thank y'all so much for the time. I'm Kanye West. It's ONYEWST. Glad for Soon to come back to the stage. Yeah, let's do that.
I was waiting for your grandmother's purse to be stolen.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole different shit. I ain't even want to go that way today.
Okay.
But I know that one. That's why I'm trying to do a bunch of new shit.
All right. I like that. That was great. That was great, right? That was great. Yeah, we got our groove on because we got the comedy of the one and only Handsome Sean. Bring him to the stage, Sean. Hello there, handsome.
Hello, how are you?
Where have you been?
Around.
Not here.
Around different places. Mostly home. Let's start with. All right, you were just talking about the first guy who cooked his food. I think the first guy, whoever ran the marathon, gets actually like way more credit than he deserves. You know, did you guys remember learning that in history? The guy ran a marathon to give like an important message to like a general, dies immediately after. Now it's like, how am I going to return the message? You know, this general, high ranking, now he thinks I left him unheard because I can't get a message back out to him. And now kids just run marathons and they're fine. So it's really not that impressive. I visited my friend from college. He lives in Arizona. His parents are incredibly Nigerian. Okay. Here's what I never understood about African parents. Like, why did they choose to learn all the big words, like, first? Like, you think, like, they have such good vocabulary. Like, they're upset that we're going out to, like, the bar. Meanwhile, he's, like, unemployed or whatever. And this is, like, a genuine quote I felt the need to write down. You are unwaged, gallivanting about the city square, drinking libations with the agents of promiscuity. Like, bro, are they from Nigeria or Narnia? Because this is giving Game of Thrones vibes. I'm kind of here for it. This is a good thing. I'm a firm believer. I was just at a wedding, too. I'm a firm believer that 9 out of 10 wedding officiants are doing too much. Like, it's not about you. Like, I was at a Jewish wedding, and there's, like, a lot of, like, prayers that they sing. Like, don't harmonize on it too well. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, just get the words out, and that's fine. But if it's, like, I feel like you're really enjoying, or, like, you start doing some, like, jokes, I'm like, just stop it. Like, no one else in the room noticed. I'm just watching this lady, and I'm seething. Oh, no? For no reason. Like, something about her energy very much gave me, like, the teacher in the movie Freedom Writers. You know, where it's like, she didn't even seem Jewish at all. But it was like, she's like, I'm like y'all, you know? I didn't like it. Didn't seem genuine. I could see her like kind of celebrate every time after she pronounced a Persian name well. The homeless people around here are getting kind of bold. The other night some guy said, spare me some change, buy me some food, call me an Uber, I'll give you the address. You're negotiating the wrong way, bro. I'm getting less likely with each one. Like, what's the next question? Like, let me move in. I'll be a good roommate. So I have a new roommate now, but I don't think he has a job. I don't know if it's going to work out. You ever talk to kids these days, and they all want to be YouTubers? You know, like, people are mad about that. Like, you want to have, like, your own little talk show. That's not that crazy. People watch talk shows. Like, I think every job from 30 years ago plus is a weirder job than YouTuber. Remember the Willy Wonka movie? He's like, no son of mine will be a chocolatier. That was a job. That was like an actual job that you could be, you know? It's like, I'm not going to listen to anyone saying my job doesn't exist, you know, when, like, they were a milkman, you know? Speaking of chocolatier, I don't know if this has happened to anyone else. I, for the first time in my life, had the pleasure of being flirted with by a black woman. Mark knows. It's intoxicating, actually. Black women are actually better at flirting than, like, any men are at flirting. So I'm taking care of this table of 10 women, all of them black. All of them also ordered, what are they called? Lemon drops, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently that's a thing. And, you know, I am getting down real close to take the order. Sometimes, you know, I like to be intimate. I get down on one knee. And they're like, oh, you getting down on one knee? Were you about to propose? And, you know, I'm just, like, blushing now. I'm like, oh, my God, like, stop it, you know? This never happens to me. And she's like, what you like? You like black girl? My friend, she like a little swirl in her soft serve. They just come out with stuff like this. Like, they just have these lines. I wrote it down immediately. I was like, likes a little swirl in her soft serve. That's going down in the book. I don't actually like comedy. My goal is to get cast in a pharmaceutical commercial. I love extreme sports, and it seems like the only way I could do it for free. You know, I'd love to be, like, mountain biking down a trail. That'd be cool. Kayaking, wakeboarding, frolicking, walking past a bathroom and then smiling confidently, knowing that I don't have to pee. They're not all exciting, but work is work, guys. I share a lot of hateful media online, but I'm always careful. Just always finish the message with, this is obscene. Or like, ain't that wild? Can you believe this? The can you believe this actually works in person too. You could be on a date and you just start like your eyes are wandering for a moment. If you get caught, you go like, can you believe this? Some people wear anything. So glad you don't dress like that. It's the ultimate save. I work in a restaurant, which makes me hate going to restaurants. Like, how can I eat and enjoy when I know you're all fucking each other? You know? It's distracting to the meal, and I want to know who's doing who. I have some super religious Jewish friends, and it's interesting because a bunch of them are waiting till they're married to have sex for the first time, which is why they're all married. Like, they're horn dogs, you know? Like, I've been, like, down bad. I've never been so down bad and horny that I just, I want to sign a contract. That's exclusively Judaism, I think. I have a theory that chiropractors as a profession was discovered by accident. I think it was, like, medieval tortures going on, and the guy's like, look, one crank around the machine, they don't feel anything. 3 cranks, they die. But at 2 cranks, they're actually fucking loving this. So I think we might have a business on our hands. I don't like chiropractors. Chiropractors are like my sworn enemy. I think they're all con artists. I don't like that they're famous on TikTok now. I don't like normal people being famous. The guy who cleans the driveways too, you know, and the guy who does the lawn, he does the lawn repair or something like that. They call me old-fashioned. I don't like my gardener to have more clout than me. Guess that's just my value. They do these time-lapse videos. It's very satisfying. It is satisfying, but now it's like, I mean, like, if I'm at a bar and I'm, like, competing for a girl's attention with, like, the chiropractor guy and the lawn repair, like, this is tough, man. Like, you're not in entertainment. Stay in your lane, you know? I don't like it. There's nothing, like, scarier than the idea of your girl leaving you for a chiropractor. You could blow her back out, clack it right back into place like nothing even happened. I get a lot of hot televangelists on my Instagram reels. I don't know if anyone else does. You're feeling inspired by the Lord. I know I'm like not the media person they're consulting, but I think it's, you know, it doesn't work for their message. Because, like, I'll jump in. She's, like, in the middle of a big speech, sermon, I should say. And she's just like, drugs, alcohol, sodomy. And I'm just like, I mean, if you're there, I'm about it. What's going on? And then I listened for 5 more seconds. She's very much not about these things, actually. But it was hard to focus. The UK has lost their mind recently. They have this immigration bill where it's like if you're coming in illegally, you can't actually stay for any duration of time. But when they were talking about it, this was the actual quote in the example the Prime Minister gave. He's like, "We will not send you back to die. We will divert you to a third safe country like Rwanda." I don't know that much about Rwanda, but if the hotels are any indication, based on the films I've seen, it's not very safe. I grew up around a bunch of rich private school kids, and there's a thing like normal people do, like where you like try to drop a brand name and you like pronounce it correctly and like really well. Like these kids can pronounce like Hermes perfectly, but then they'll be like, "Yeah, I was in the Midwest and we tried this interesting restaurant. It was an Applebee's." I was like, all right, I know you know that's not what it is. "I went to the Olive Garden and they had these bread fingers, and all right, now I don't believe you've never seen. And I had the loveliest little juice box. It was a Capri Sun." I did say Capri Sun until I was about 10, but like I corrected myself, and these people are still doing it because they think it makes them classy. Anyways, I'm pretty thirsty. I'm going to grab a Capri Sun. But thank you, guys. My name is Sean, at Sean Tagadis on Instagram and mostly TikTok, TAGHDIS. Peace.
Oh, thank you for spelling that, Sean. Give me one look, please. Please, yes. Oh, my God. Every picture his eyes are shut. That drives me crazy, doesn't it? That drives me crazy. You know what drove me crazy? I saw I don't know if this is racist. I'll get in trouble anyway, but I saw that driverless car, but no, it was another one, and it had an Asian woman in the passenger side. At least she's not driving. All right, what's more dangerous? Like Persian behind the wheel, Asian behind the wheel, or Orthodox Jew? Orthodox Jew every time. They're always on the phone. The beards, everything. All right, so I've said enough to get me in trouble. But if I forget something, I just wanted you guys to know that we are open on. I'm not going to be here, but Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, there'll be somebody here for you guys. If you're just telling you in advance, all you Jewish people out there, I just want to show you my shirt. This was found in a vintage shop. Is that crazy? My friend from kindergarten found it. And I was just thinking about you, Aaron, because Mark hates that I have friends from kindergarten. And so I'm going to share this with you very quickly. My friend's a saint. Her name is Sylvia Rodriguez. I got a friend, she's a saint. See, he hates this part. He hates my Catholic school friends. But this is being very quick. My other Catholic school friend gets married but wants a divorce, okay? But she needs me to help her do the annulment so it gets to the Vatican. So I'm dating Mark at this time. We're not married yet, and I don't want to have to explain things. I'm getting letters, yours in Christ. And he's like, who is this? I'm like, that's John Garino from my kindergarten. Okay. All I know is that I didn't get in touch with the Vatican like I promised, okay? And Mark says to me, who expects you to contact the Pope? He goes, the Pope doesn't know you, Sunder. Pope doesn't care. Doesn't know you, doesn't care, right? Okay, let me tell you. I got the information. It comes in a big thing. You got to sign it and get it to the Pope. The phone rings, and it says Pope Pius XXII. And I look at Mark, and I'm like, the Vatican! I told you, Mark. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do now? He's like, answer it. I answer the phone. I'm like, this is Sunda? And I hear, Sunja? That's my other name. Sunja? And I go, yes. And she goes, hey, it's Sylvia. Now it makes sense. Sylvia Rodriguez, my friend, she's a saint. She's working for the Pope. And I said to her, Sylvia, how'd you get this job with the Pope? She goes, Sunja, stop it. And I go, what? She goes, I'm working at my kid's school. I go, where? She goes, Paramus. That's New Jersey. And I go, where? She goes, Pope Pius the 22nd. Now, how stupid can I be to think that the Pope is calling me? He's right. Why would the Pope be calling me, Sunder? Right? I don't know why. I don't know why I shared that with you, but he's one of the unbelievables of Mark Safran. He just does not believe. I invite him to a dance. I mean, we're going to go out dancing. I was like, come on, this rap group is performing. Prince is always here. We're getting down. And this brother comes up to me and is like, you don't walk past me. And you don't respect me. You don't speak to me. So I'm just going to be Jersey up on him. I got my new nigga with me, right? Mark. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I was like, you don't tell me what to do. I said, first of all, I'm grown. I threw that champagne on him. He took a bottle and went, bam, and busted me in the back of my head. I had blood everywhere. Mark goes, bam, and jumps on him. Two black guys go, bam, bam, and jump on Mark. The cops come. The ambulance comes. The ambulance had to come. I had stitches in my head. And Mark's father's like, where'd you meet this girl? Where did you meet this girl? Can you imagine? How scary. And I love you, Mark. But you promised me I was going to get stitches, and I did. Look, that's what I hate that. That's a New York thing, and I hate it. It's like Gotti. When they said to Gotti, anything they say to Gotti, he goes, I hate that. But what I do love is that, Aaron, thank you so much for running this tonight. And I look so forward to seeing everybody really soon when I get back. And if you guys are watching, if people tell you you're funny, you probably are. But you won't know till you take it from the page to the stage. And we're here for your podcasting needs and a little bit of everything. Good night. Dun, do are we done now? Finish? Finish. Juan Tanamer. I gotta make sure I have everybody.